Welcome back everybody to the channel. It's me, Raul Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerdy Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back for another video as we continue our journey on Between the Frames as we look at the Criterion Collection's World of Wong Kar box set. This baby right here. This baby. Today we are talking about Chungking Express, which is his next film in this set. It's his third film that he made after Days of Being Wild, and it is of course the film that put him on the map, set him on international success, and really the reason why he is so well known in the United States, because this movie really projected him to stardom here. And of course, this movie is the third disc on the set, and I'm really thankful to you all who were able to check out the video that I did on Days of Being Wild. And as years go by so far, I've been enjoying so much going through this set, and I hope that y'all been enjoying it as well. And make sure that if you like this video, you leave a like, and you go ahead and leave a like and you smash the like button and all that wonderful stuff, of course. So this is the third disc on the set out of the 8 discs that are in here, and I'm ready to talk about it because this film is actually the first Wong Kar film I ever watched. This was the first film I watched from him, and I'm not gonna lie, this one holds a special place in my heart because this was the first one I ever watched. So, of course, before we get into the actual film, we have to take a look at the Criterion's entry on their website. So, okay, this is the Criterion Collection's entry on their website when you look up the World of Wong Kar box set. The whiplash, double-pronged Chungking Express is one of the defining works of 1990s cinema, and the film that made Wong Kar an instant icon. 2 heartsick Hong Kong cops, Takeshi Kaneshiro and Tony Leung Chiu-wai, both jilted by ex-lovers, cross paths at the Midnight Express takeout food stand, where the ethereal pixie waitress Faye, played by Faye Wong, works. Anything goes in Wong's gloriously shot and utterly unexpected charmer, which cemented the sex appeal of its gorgeous stars and forever turned canned pineapples and the mamas and the papas California dreaming into tokens of romantic longing. And of course, written and directed by Wong Kar it was also stars Brigitte Lin Chin-xiai, Takeshi Kaneshiro, of course, Tony Leung Chiu-wai, and Faye Wong, and of course shot by Christopher Doyle and Andrew Lau. The film also is an hour and 38 minutes long, and it came out in 1994. Yeah, so this movie, what can I really say more about this movie that I haven't said before? I love this movie a lot. This is probably my third favorite. No, this is my second favorite film from Wong Kar this film is basically, it looks at 2 corresponding storylines. The first one, we have the cop who falls in love with this mob boss woman who is also longing for love from one of the clients that she worked with, who ends up dying as well. And on the other side, we have a story of another cop who's longing for love after he gets dumped by his girlfriend, who was a flight attendant. And he meets, of course, the eccentric Faye, and from there, a romance builds. So we have 2 corresponding storylines, and they make up a very well-made film. I mean, Wong Kar-wai's style is blistering throughout this. It's beautiful, sexy colors. It's lighting that really pops from the beginning, is right there in center, and it is really due to not just the incredible production design, but really Christopher Doyle's cinematography. And I feel that this is the movie where Wong Kar-wai and Christopher Doyle completely get each other and they know what they're going for. I also love the music used in here. Of course, you've read from what I just read was about, you know, California Dreaming, but we also have a rendition by the Cranberries, from the Cranberries, of Dreams sang in Cantonese by Faye Wong as well, which is so good, and it's just beautifully, beautifully done. You have a bunch of other old songs that, you know, that Wong Kar-wai grew up with, and he watched and he listened to those songs, and he kind of introduces them in here, and he really puts them in there to really build that atmosphere in that sexy, sexy form of atmosphere that he includes in this film. Our performances are great. I mean, Tony Leung-chiu-wai is fantastic, but it really is Faye Wong who you fall in love with in this movie. Her eccentric attitude, her very pulpy and quirky attitude is just so well done in here, and Faye Wong really brings it out of her character with every laugh, every smile, and every, you know, movement she does. Yeah, I love this movie. Watching this a third time now, this one always ranks up high, and honestly, I can't even choose a favorite storyline. I can't say whether I like Tony Leung-chiu-wai's and Faye Wong's storyline more, or Takeshi Kanashiro's storyline more. I think both really introduce that sense of longing for love that Wong Kar-wai is so well known for, and this movie just does it so perfectly well. And it's a movie that, to me, every single time I watch it, I appreciate something even more, and I don't get tired of watching this movie ever. It's a movie that I love today, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to love in 3 more years after, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch that movie like 5 more times in 3 years. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Chungking Express. Now, let's talk about the restoration. This is another one of the 4K digital restorations provided on a Blu-ray disc here. I watched it, of course, on my 4K player, on my friend Luis's Samsung TV, which is a 4K TV. So it has a little bit of that upscaling, of course, that I've kind of talked about in the last 2. And this is one of those that I wouldn't say that Wong did drastic changes, but he did make changes to the way that the film looks a little bit. And I'm not going to lie, I don't have a problem with it. I watched this film before, of course, on my PS4 when I bought this set, but before that, I actually watched the old restoration, because believe it or not, y'all, this is actually the first Blu-ray that was introduced into the Criterion collection. And it was out of print until now that this set was released. This restoration is beautiful. I mean, those details are really there. The picture quality is so crisp, and you can tell that a lot of work was done there to really, you know, bring out more of that beautiful coloring that he has in this film. Also, especially the audio side of this, the restoration with audio just sounds so clear, so crisp. It doesn't sound anything like the problems I had with Days of Being Wild. And on Chungking Express, the audio is really perfectly done, and it's pretty much restored to sounding acceptable now. And the video, I mean, it looks great. They're not changes that I would say would affect the way that I view the film. I think the film still has its beautiful effect on you, even with this new restoration, but it doesn't look anything different to the point where I can say that I don't recognize what movie this is. And I think that Wong made a good choice in having to make some of those changes in here, and he was able to, you know, to really bring out the emotion still, and bring out what made Chungking Express so special in this film, while still maintaining that look that was in the past restoration. Yeah, so in conclusion, these changes were probably necessary to me, and I think that it still looks great. And if you don't like the restoration, the old restoration is still available. If you can find that old Blu-ray copy online somewhere for like a lot of money because it's out of print. But you know, there's also other methods you can take, right? I'm not advocating for privacy here, but piracy here. But you know, this is still a really good restoration, and like Wong says, we are very different people watching this now. And I think that that's what makes this restoration so special, is that we can view this with a different lens now. And we can really bring ourselves to appreciate it in a different way than when we appreciated it when it first came out in 1994. Of course, next week we will be taking a look at another one of his films. This is 1995's Fallen Angels, and this is his crime thriller romance film. And I'm really excited because this is actually one of my favorite films from Wong Kar Wai. And this is actually what Fallen Angels was one of the storylines that was supposed to be included in Chungking Express, but he decided to make a separate film for that. But of course, to stay connected with me on all social medias, you can go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at The Nerdy Chicano. You can follow me on Letterboxd and on Serialized as The Nerdy Chicano, at The Nerdy Chicano, and twitch.tv/The Nerdy Chicano for streams and all that wonderful stuff that I do from time to time. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you turn on the notification bell, because you don't want to miss a single piece of content, and you'll be alerted when you turn that notification bell on. And if you get me to 200 subscribers, I get my custom URL, and we also get to do our commentary of War and Peace, the whole thing, y'all. I'm not lying, the whole thing. And of course, you want to also like the video and share it around with your friends. But in the meantime, my wonderful cinephiles and renowned scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. I'll see you on the next one, y'all.